All right, everyone, let us know when you can hear us. We are going to start with the in-game trailer. Let us know when you can hear us, though.
Here we go.
You will soon be arriving at ScreamRide, where we push the boundaries of human reflexes and physical endurance to the limit and beyond. Our work will benefit all humanity in the future. I am Control. I will guide you through your training. New employees can complete 3 career paths at ScreamRide: ScreamRider, Engineer, and Demolition Expert. Each role serves an important purpose in our company's long-term strategy. Do not be alarmed. A patrol will pick him up in time. We strive to keep humans safe and injury-free at ScreamWorks. Welcome to ScreamWorks.
And welcome, Expert Zone, to another Play and Learn. We have a very special Play and Learn. I see everyone said they can hear us, but it looks like there were some commercials that were hitting everyone. Quick vote, do you guys want to see the trailer again, or should we just get right into it? But as I'm waiting for you guys to respond, I want to welcome very, very special guest. We brought back Ken Lobb. You guys might have remembered him from Sunset Overdrive. He has come back to play ScreamRide with us. He's the creative director of Microsoft Studios. And then he also brought along a friend, a very special guest, Jorg Newman, who was the executive producer on ScreamRide. Thank you guys so much for coming. As always, we have Blaine, our co-host, and Nathan, our moderator, giving out the racks, which today we have awesome racks thanks to Jorg and Ken. They brought along with them digital game codes of ScreamRide, but there's a special bonus. You get to unlock them on Monday, the day before launch day, and that's sick. That's so awesome. So we're going to be giving away 5 of those, plus we got some Xbox gift cards we're going to be giving out. Today we are going to go over all 3 campaign modes. We're going to go over build, we're going to go over ride, and then we're going to go over share, demolition derby. We're going to show you the tutorials. We're going to show you all the tips and tricks so that you can better talk to your customers when recommending this game. And I'm not going to talk too much, because when you got a lineup like this, you let these guys do all the talking. But be sure to ask all the questions. They said there's no question they can't answer on ScreamRide, so we can put them to the test, which is awesome. And let's just get going. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves a bit and hand the mics over.
Ken, you go first. Come on.
Hey, this is Ken. Nice to be back. I'm on the stick today, though Jorg will be playing a lot as well, because Jorg might have better lap times than me in ScreamRide. Maybe.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I think this is challenge mode.
Hey guys, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for spending time.
Looking forward to answering all your questions and building super cool roller coasters.
All right, so what you're seeing right now, Ken, you're in build mode, which in the campaign is engineer.
Yep.
If we can just show the audience how easy it is to build these roller coasters, and there's tutorials and there's tips and tricks. So when you're talking to your customers, they don't need to feel like, oh my God, this game seems like I'm not good at building. Let us know how easy it is to build and go through.
All right, so I'll start, then Jorg can take over as I build. So basically, each track in each mode has a different set of goals. And as we're in engineering mode, and I'm an engineer, maybe I didn't build roller coasters, but hey, whatever. So each track has a different set of goals. If I hit the view button, you can see them here. In this particular track, the hard thing I have to do, you can see on the criteria, I have to complete the coaster. Okay, duh. I have to have a minimum duck moment, and I'll explain that in a second. The hard one in this track is actually I have to keep the nausea of the riders below 8. So you'll see once I built the track and start testing it, there are 3 bars. I can actually do that now. One of the things I love about engineering mode in general, but it's also the same way in build. I can start building this track. I've got a couple loops, and I don't know if that one's a good idea. So let me get out of here. And you can see I can either snap to a spline like this, see how it snaps, or if I click the left stick, all that stuff is on the left. You see the call out for the left click is snapped building. I turn that off, I get smooth. If I click it again, it goes to snap. And if I click it again, it goes back to smooth, which is what I prefer. So let's say I want to put it about here. Let's see if it works. All I got to do, as you can see on the right, is test ride. Just tap down on the D-pad. Immediately I'm going. I can hit Y to change my camera. I can watch all the riders, grinning at first and screaming and then maybe getting ill or flying out of the coaster. We'll show you all that stuff. And of course, that I didn't finish this ride, it went. But you saw it all held together nice. So tap down on the D-pad again, it jumps right back in, and away I go. And not only that, it'll show me exactly what went wrong. It's very high speed there, that's okay. The coaster crashed, that's not okay. Obviously, that's where I want to continue to build. This is actually only the second world, so these tracks are pretty simple. And again, I can just, every time I hit the button, I just add a piece of track, hit B, remove track. I can use the left and right trigger to rotate the track. And I can actually do those adjustments after the track is done. So the last thing you can do, and let's just see, maybe this track is good enough. I don't have a duck moment yet, but you know, oh well. So maybe I want to finish. There's the easy way to finish and the hard way. Build is obviously, quote, the hard way. The easy way, if I just tap up on the D-pad, I get this thing, which will, some tracks have multiple parts, but this one only has one. So it's going to try and auto-connect up to there. This sometimes works, most of the time. Sometimes the thing it has to build is too long or it can't find a joining track. Fine. So I'll go a little closer. Tap up on the D-pad. It's obviously running into the building there. I'm also, one of the interesting things here is I am going very low. So I'm concerned in my mad engineering skills that I may have made a track that won't carry enough momentum. I actually prefer building from here once I know where I'm going, because then I can get a better view of angle on the track.
And a fun tip, this is the same editorial builder that the people that made the game use, right?
There's not everything we did is in the tool ships with the game, so, people can go to town.
You can see there's the end of the track over there, so I'll just again tap up on the D-pad. It's going to be able to finish that easily. But it's going to make it maybe a little too curvy sometimes, so if I just back up, I hold the right click down and it does something called smoothing. So it'll try and make that a little more pleasant. Now again, all I have to do to see if this test is good is tap down on the D-pad for test. I got a duck moment for free. They put one right at the beginning for me. That was nice. Again, we're only in the second world.
So Doc J had asked, can you make it go upside down and then slow down so all the people fall into the water?
You can make it up.
You can totally do it upside down. Just build a track in such a way that they go really, really slowly, and they will fall depending on the speed that you have.
I would say that that's not the fun way to make them fly out of the car.
But there were some questions, Ken. Like for example, I forgot who asked it, unfortunately, but it was good one. What's the best way to keep the riders in the car? Streets, I think, asked that question.
So if you're building tracks that are going way too fast and have way too many obviously unbalanced turns. So in other words, I can do a right-hand turn, and if I give it a nice right-hand bank, you can go through that at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour, whatever the coaster's doing. But if I have it do an outside-leaning turn, people are going to go flying. So we're going to jump back and forth between modes a bit, but I'm going to show you one more engineering track, and I'll show you, I'm ready to go to the next series, as you can see here.
So there was a question about, did we ever show the highest G's? Totally. So in the summary scores, that's actually highest G is achieved. It's actually one of the scores that really matters to the game as you make people scream. So yep.
So again, I'm jumping into the next world. So this is world 3. All the challenges get a little bit harder.
Should I go back to the water question? Because there was one that was interesting. Can you build a tunnel?
Yeah, so there was a question, and we'll always scroll back up. Keep your questions coming. We're going to try to keep up with them as best as we can. But there was a question, apologize, we forgot which person asked, but it was, can you build a tunnel into the water on your roller coaster?
So you can build tunnels, but when you go into the water, it'll crash you.
Okay.
Just like it should. It has an awesome impact, by the way. We have something called mega waves. You got to check that out.
We'll be happy to show you that in destruct mode, but you'll see it here as well. But the interesting thing about engineering is it's also not always building just simple roller coasters. Sometimes your goal is to fling a roller coaster into things and knock them over. But this, like I said, in the case of this one, I'm just going to give you a quick demo of what it's like to mess up and make people go flying.
And what's cool is in each mode you have criteria. So as an engineer, you've got certain criteria to build your track. As a rider, you got certain criteria to hit like style points and everything. And then as the demolition, you got criteria as well on what you take out.
So again, I'm just going to go wacky here.
Oh, he's going up.
And how long would it take after you get a little comfortable with the build to build a roller coaster?
It really just takes minutes, honestly. So you can get a perfectly good track made in 5 minutes. And if you want to spend some real polish time and make it just perfect so the scores are hard, probably spend another 10. So 15 minutes in, they have something that you can put it up on Xbox Live, share it with your friends, and have everybody play it and rate it.
So you can see I'm actually going backwards now because I didn't give it enough momentum. But I did what I was heading out to do. If I watch this again, you have various cameras you can go in. So I like that camera. So let's see what happens at one particular point. And again, I might have been turning too sharp, but there he goes.
They're flying. You're losing people. But as you lose people, you actually lose people that can scream. So your scream points go down.
Oh, good call out.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Hey, and
stop.
J-Mart had a good question too. Is there co-op in the game?
No, think about it more like trials. So basically, we're all hyper obsessed as we get high scores. Then you basically get your own best time, and then you just basically press a button, see the global leaderboards, and trust me, we spent all of our nights nowadays playing this.
Nathan
Yeah,
just
you
said
could
that was
grab-
me that fell out of the coaster.
You could grab friends in Xbox Live Party too, and then challenge each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
so here we go, and I'm going to show a bit of the ScreamRide mode, and maybe we'll compete on this one once quickly. And this is a relatively early level, so it's simple by the standards of what this game turns into by the time you get to level 4, 5, and 6.
Now, Ken, are you going to make a coaster that I can tweet out when the game launches to all our Expert Zone community to go try and beat? And I want your hardest roller coaster. I want to see if anyone can get a 5-star. When you do, just let us know the name of it.
But then they'd know my gamer tag.
Ah,
I would be happy to play someone else's, get a crazy time on it. Tell you what
all right,
that is.
there we go. So we'll have a contest. If you buy the game, show us your coasters. We'll choose our favorite one and have Ken go play it and see if he can beat the top score.
So we should describe what I'm doing. This is the ScreamRide mode, and you might think, well, you're just riding a roller coaster. How is that a game? Well, I will let Jorg describe while I try and get a good score that he can then crush, because I'm messing up already.
Describing?
Yeah, so
All right. So basically, these
That.
are the blues are boost pieces, and the longer you can wait until you hit the X button, the more boost you get. And it says whatever you did. It says awesome, or it says good, or too late. Let's see what Ken does.
so that was just good, as
Just
you
good.
heard.
Lame.
Really, that was intentional.
Oh, come on.
You can also go on 2 wheels, which gives you some pretty crazy bonuses. And if you can hold it for a long time, and of course, if you're too crazy on 2 wheels,
Then you fall. Well, maybe.
oh, that's
my God.
awesome!
So he got a high score for being on 2 wheels for a good time.
I ran out of turbo is what happened there right as I'm going in an outside edge. But again, if you're like crazy, this is what happens. No big deal, just hit X, and it'll put you right back before the spot where you fell. But that's a ding to my score, of course. Although, interestingly, some of the tracks have, all the tracks have ancillary goals, and some of them have derail once and get this high score.
Yeah, so you actually have to play again.
So you have to
Kind of
play
the point.
intentionally to fall off at least once, and then you have to rock. I have discovered that I am not good racing with talking.
Yeah, I'm not that good on the sticks and talking too. That's why there's a New Mutants death counter that happened. What I really like about the ride mode is that if you do mess up right in the beginning and you're trying to get a 5-star score, you can restart instantly, and the load time is like that. It's just so quick.
You just
And
tap
trust
down
me,
the
Joseph
D-pad.
knows about fast reload times when he's trying to beat scores.
Greater screams achieved. Well done.
So as you can see, I quote did terrible, and yet I got a bunch of nice awards, which will help me unlock later levels.
But here you can see of all the bonus challenges, Ken only got one of them. So there's 4 more to go. So if he wants to get the 6th commendation there, the yellow thing on the right, he actually has to fulfill all those things. And come on, Ken.
Yep. Well, and you can also see. Well, we're gonna plow through levels, right?
Yeah.
But if you look on the left, you can see all the different things that are measured that drive towards your score. So it's not just go super fast. You need to nail the start. That's a nice easy 50,000. That's not hard. Perfect bonus. I did terrible. Only got 2,500. You can finish the race with an entire turbo bar, which is. It's a waste because you're not going fast, but if you're getting a lot of perfects, it's not that hard, and you get a big giant bonus for how much turbo you have left over. The huge points are coming from 2-wheel. You can see here, I got over 100,000 for riding on 2 wheels. The giant score is, of course, can you get your people screaming, happy, etc. And of course, it's a race, so there's a time and a time bonus that you're going after, and the farther you get below that, the higher score you get.
Yeah, low loud. Definitely tell your coworkers they need to get this. We got to play it. It's awesome. Thanks for the recommendations.
So there was a question by Boy from me. Yeah, don't quite know. Is there a way to make the rails not connect, meaning make it jump? So there is a way to make it jump. It's basically a bunch of presets. As you build the levels, you can basically put jumps into them, and you need to time that just perfectly. So the landing, you need to nail that, and then you get out of that, you get a bunch of booster points again, and then you can go fast.
Yep, and also if you played the demo, the ScreamRide track that was shown, some of the ScreamRide races are like 3 laps on a track. Some of them are very long tracks that end in a jump, and you're intentionally supposed to plow into buildings and cause destruction, and that's part of your point total for that particular race. And so this track has a jump, so you'll see what a jump looks like.
And you showed commendations. Is that some of the and someone brings up achievements here? Gamerscore Jmart does. Is that part of the achievement unlocks? Which, by the way, there's 41 achievements with 1,000 gamer score.
So 47. But so yeah,
47.
Yeah.
47. Apologies.
The hardest achievements are the ones, especially typical completionist achievements. You have to nail everything at 6, or it just takes a long time. But yeah, so totally worth going for the extra points for sure.
Yeah, and this is one of those perfect games where you can just snap achievements to see what you need to unlock and unlock them, which definitely share that with your customers. A real cool functionality with the Xbox One.
Another question, can you make wooden coasters? So we have wooden coasters. I think we're going to upload those maybe as a DLC. Somebody was asking about DLC. I think we're doing that.
Nice.
And there was another question like, is there more DLC coming? So we are currently building all the world's greatest coasters, like the famous ones, because you can. And we're gonna put all that up for day 1.
Oh, that'd be really cool. So there's a few people that are talking about roller coasters at Cedar Point. They're from Ohio. You definitely have to grab one from there. I think they have the fastest roller coaster in the world, or they did at least a couple years ago. So can you, can you talk about the light that's on the back of the coaster that we keep seeing?
So when Ken goes to the further out camera, right now it's all dark, and then if he goes to the side, you see that light blinking? That's not a brake light, that's a risk light. So if that starts to be like solid color, you're about to fly off, and you might want to slow it down or just take a risk. So Ken, do it maybe show. Oh, you're going for the high speed.
Oh, is he gonna land the jump?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, so even the jump, you want to hit the X button right before you land to get your bonus. Okay. This track, I'm supposed to remember that I need turbo right there, because this is one of the early tracks that shows you full speed is bad. So right off the start, there's a tight left that you can't do at full speed. So you have to. What I do is get the perfect start, use a little bit of turbo, slam on the brakes, and then save the turbo to keep going. So get up on 2 wheels. Come on, get up on 2 wheels.
Perfect.
And you see that there's 3 laps, so
So you can recover. That's actually an important thing.
right.
So you don't have to always be perfect. I mean, for those of us who spent way too many days playing this, we want to get everything perfect, right? But at the beginning, when you start playing the game, it's very easy to get into, and you don't have to, you don't have to replay it as much.
And right now, what you're seeing is ride mode. The game ships with 3 different modes, right? Build, ride, and then destroy. And we will show off destroy mode here in a little bit. And they're all their own like single campaigns. And you have accommodations and high scores that you're trying to accomplish in each 3 of the campaigns. And as you go in further, you can really see how the stories connect, like how Ken was talking about. You got to build a duck mode, so that when you're in ride mode, then they can't be on their wheels. They got to be flat out to be able to go under that and everything.
Yeah. Should I answer some of these questions?
Yeah.
Like, is there a campaign, the last shot was asking, or just trials? So there's essentially a campaign that's split into 3 pieces. There's a company called ScreamWorks that essentially is put it upon themselves to make people scream, because people are like dying to have some cool, exciting stuff happening in their lives. And for that company, you can take 3 roles. So you can either be a ScreamRider, and Ken is showing that, which is basically a test driver, think about it that way. A demolition expert, which means blow shit up. Or an engineer, where you build things to make people scream. And there's these volunteers that show up. But there's a full campaign, it's 58 different levels. And you can pick which role you want to play. And you can, for example, if you want to just play demolition mode, you can just finish that part of the campaign all the way. Or you can switch back and forth between the 3 different jobs. And as you play through these and get commendations, there's essentially a world map, and you go from like a location somewhere near America, and then you go all the way to like crazy locations. And there's actually some, if you pay a lot of attention, there's a little bit of fiction. sort of like Portal. You know, we don't jam a bunch of cinematics into your face, but if you really want to know what's going on, it's worthwhile listening to a bunch of the radio messages.
Yeah, it's got a funny kind of hidden story that's worth digging into that we won't spoil for you.
So here's a cool question from a couple people, and this is more maybe in the future, or this would be a cool idea. They always like throw ideas. Stray had one, and there's another one. Can we ever customize the riders, like have different riders that we can put in as DLC drops, or even like a soundtrack? Can we put soundtracks to our roller coasters and stuff like that?
Soundtrack is something we want to do in the future. The riders currently, so what you currently do is you can customize the tracks, and you can customize the coaster cars and all that stuff. And the riders is something we're looking at.
That'll work.
And the music is something that's actually going to come with a one-day announced platform update.
So are we in demolition mode now?
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the first demolition level. And you actually end up with different machines that you use to demolish, and there's more in the build mode that don't exist in the demolition part of the game. Crazy ones like plungers, etc. You see them in the video if you play through the demo. This one I just get a cabin that doesn't have a lot of maneuverability in the air. It's this ball and this arm, so I can speed up or slow down the arm. Yeah, why would I go slow? And then if I hold A, I get that. Obviously, you want to let go at a time when you get that. And then I have a little bit. Yeah, and
Steer it.
Come on, I want that screen. I want it. You all thought I was going for the front one. So you get a bonus if I can hit all 3 screens. And again, you later get different cars. We may have time to show you some of those. My favorite one is this one that's got these bars around it that has an incredible, just call it aftertouch. You know, after you throw the thing, you can move it, 20 or 30 degrees sideways, up, down, left, right. Okay, so now I want to hit that screen.
Another throw is available.
Get the screen. That'll do.
And now you can bounce it off the water.
Yeah, skip is another.
Super cool. You bounce it, you just skip the water like a skipping block. Very good to hit the boat.
All right.
The boat gets you mad points. Like the boat, I think it's like $500,000 now.
It's crazy hard.
So somebody was asking earlier, can I hit the Zeppelin? Yes. So the Zeppelin in this mode
awesome.
can come on. Be a man.
Hit the Zeppelin.
Hit the Zeppelin, dude.
All right, you guys might have heard the dupe wheel go off in between that commentary. That is for a ScreamRide. And what's awesome about this game code, you will be able to play it on Monday, the day before the launch.
You got it.
Oh
my God.
Oh! That's going in the video recap. That's definitely going in the video recap.
That's a secret. Okay, so now I'm gonna take out my last one.
So that Zeppelin gets you 100,000 extra. I think the boat is 250, and there's a chopper flying around at crazy speeds. It's 500,000 points.
Down. There
Good
we
luck
go.
hitting that.
Perfect.
Get to the chopper. Yeah. Gotcha.
And for everybody watching, there is a demo right now that you can download. How many levels do they get to play with that?
We did one level of each mode, so people just get used to it a little bit.
Get a little taste of the game. That's awesome. Yeah, and you can download that on Xbox Live. So what's your favorite game mode, Ken and Jorg?
Mine's engineer.
Mine is demolition. Blow stuff up.
And you were sharing a cool story about demolition that RSPs could, our sales pros could share with their customers, like a good example.
Yeah, we basically liked Angry Birds, and we wanted to have something that is. So there's 5 different cabins. Think 5 different birds, 5 different types. Ken was saying earlier there's an aftertouch one, which is kind of like Boomerang. There is an explosive one. There is a one that splits into 3 different pieces, and as you figure out how to play this. At the beginning, we basically have 5-6 buildings, and you have 5-6 shots, so it's pretty straightforward. At the end, you have like 5-6 shots and 15 buildings, and you need to actually hit the building in such a way that it crashes to the side, hits the next building, and create a chain reaction. It's almost like domino. So we think we took the very best of what we all love about Angry Birds and actually made a full, AAA game mode out of it.
Yeah. And so it's almost kind of like 3 games in one, really.
Bowling for
That
dollars.
play. That all combined in one.
Boom!
And what I love about this game is all that's happening, I can hit the button and start throwing the next one. So you can get like 4 or 5 things all happening at the same time. That one. Oh, no, too low. Skip.
Too low. Too low, dude.
Yeah, too low. Too low.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, I got a question about engineer mode. So, I remember being on a roller coaster at Six Flags in Texas, and the coaster basically got to a point, and then it went back, and you were faced backwards the whole second half of the ride.
Yeah, you can
So
do
can
that.
you change direction as well?
Oh, for sure. If you don't have enough speed, like if you don't have enough boosters, you will roll back. Actually,
Yeah, that's what I did in the engineering mode I finished last time. But you could intentionally do that on some of the tracks you build for yourself, if that's
Cool.
your question.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Demo is available in the Xbox store, and good call out, buy from my city. You can start the download from the Smart Glass app too. Really cool. And congrats, looks like Zlito55 was our first winner today. Congrats.
Yay. Free stuffs. So let's see if I've done enough structural damage.
Just to clarify one thing, guys, that was JMart 522 was the first winner.
Oh, I just saw you're going to love it, and I assumed you were talking about ScreamRide.
Chain reaction achieved. 3D
one of the awesome things, you can actually make the building fall under the boat. But you
Oh,
my
okay, I
god,
haven't done that.
You have no idea how many times I looked on the left side of the screen, timed when the boat came out, and then shot straight into the building to make it fall because the boat is hard.
So one of the things I like is these structures are not what you would call sound. Like if you look at the one straight ahead, it's got 2 legs. Well, clearly if I make one of those legs go away, interesting things will happen. If I could aim. Okay, now that should do it. Come on. Come on, take out enough of that leg. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Good. Oh, you actually hit the other leg too. It's awesome. Let's see, come on, boat. Oh, it's the other way.
Oh, I could have done it. I could have done it. Yep.
critical damage achieved. Area
And again,
destroyed.
for watching, I want to go blow something else up. Okay, so I actually killed most of the stuff, so not a problem. Come on. There. Too high.
Now you can get it. Steer all the way left.
Yeah, so you can see I have English.
Hard. It's actually not.
Yeah,
far
I didn't go
enough.
far enough. So just stop. I don't have to wait.
So you're saying the helicopter's the hardest?
Oh, I've spent so many hours trying to hit that thing.
Still- that
it
was a good
actually
shot.
can't. So there's one time I hit the chopper and the boat. And
Wow.
and the Zeppelin in the same shot. It's like epic. I'm still number
The
one on the
trifecta.
leaderboards.
Yep, Jorg's played a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I've thrown enough. I can end the level, and I'll actually get a bonus for the throwing devices that I have left. And again, this is like level 1-2. So lots of stuff to knock over. It's not super hard. You get,
Is on the way.
I got all 5 stars
Pretty
without
good.
trying super hard. And again, it's a typical unlock system. So in each mode, you have these stars and they stack. So the first few levels are very easy to earn, most or all on them, depending on how much of a gamer you are. The later levels are super hard in such a way that you get to pretty much anybody who plays will get to 4. And then depending on how good you've done on 1 through 4, a lot of players will want to go back to like 1, 2, and 3 to get more medals so they can open up 5. And then they'll do that again to open up 6. Because opening up 6, you need a lot of medals. So even though here, like I said, I've only done 1 on here, I think I'm only a couple away. You'll see it on the map. It'll show me how many more medals I need to open up each of the different modes next levels.
Right.
So here I jumped just right in and hit the button to go to next level. But if I back up and show you the world map, you'll see on the side in a couple seconds. There you go. So you'll see I'm sitting here. I'm ScreamRider. I'm a level 2. On Demolition, I'm only level 1. I only need 2 more commendations, which are those stars, and I've only done 2. Right. So all I really need to do is there's 12 available here if you count the golds. I only need 2. So I'll just go grab one of them and I'll do it quick, and then we can get to World 2 on Demolition.
And so just to clarify, security clearance opens up more of the world.
That's right.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yep. That opens the next of the 6 main.
Next location, and the next location basically has another 5-6 levels, and then you go to the next location from there, etc., etc. So I think Rivera84 asked any DLC plan. So this game is super UGC friendly, right? The editor is super slick, and we're currently making stuff. I said a little bit earlier, we're currently making all the world's greatest coasters just because we can.
Yeah.
And I think somebody's currently rebuilding New York City, so that's going to be interesting also. We are also working on a DLC just here internally, and I think we're going to have it and just put it out there. We're still thinking about the theme. We're spinning the moon right now and just taking it to some
Okay.
crazy places. So we'll see. But yeah, we have so much fun building in this game. We're gonna make more content for sure.
Yeah, and again, it's really important to mention, and we'll get there before the next hour's up so we can show you the open-ended build game. All these levels were built in build mode. And when I say that, I don't just mean the layout. So if you look at these buildings in the background, those are made up of individual little pieces that all exist in the build mode. So people can build very unique building types. They can build... It's kind of like a pretty amazing editor. And but you unlock stuff by playing the campaign. So if I go there now, I'll have a small set of piece types, a small set of building chunks, and a small set of blueprints. You get full blueprints for buildings for parts of tracks. If you want to unlock everything for the build mode, you just play through, all, or even play half, and you'll open up a whole bunch of stuff.
And what do the blueprints do?
They give you things like that building in the background.
Like everything we've made, like all the pontoon layouts and these nice little buildings that some of the artists made, we basically saved them out with like Lego components. Just think about it that way. Somebody put all the Lego pieces together and you can just use them in your map if you want. And you can customize them, make your own version of it.
Got it.
And throw it up there as
really
well.
cool.
And blueprints are also things that can be shared. So if somebody goes out and makes the super ridiculously cool building that's wobbling on one leg that can be knocked over and explode the everything, they can then save just that building as a blueprint and put it up to share so other people could put that into their coasters. So this blue thing in front of me I should explain. So I've got not just the arm and the ball. I'm going to slow down a little bit. That blue thing right there, which is kind of close.
There you go. That is ambitious, Ken.
Bingo. Okay, that is a magnet. So that it gives you some amount of motion. Usually I can't go kill stuff because this will be for something else, like getting these signs from behind. Some of the tracks, some of the levels though have 360 degrees of stuff to knock over. So you can use these to shoot in directions that you might not as easily get access to. And you also have some demolition mode levels that are really long, like longer than the device can actually shoot. And so you have to go aim at those magnets, and there's also these bounce pads to move the instrument of destruction farther into the level.
Well, there's accelerators, right? It's basically like a gate and it teleports you straight forward and you get the angle just right.
Yep.
There's lots of tactics. There were two questions I wanted to answer. I think there was something about the price point about DLC. What I talked about earlier, $0. This is just for everybody.
That is awesome. That is something to tell your customers, that the DLC for the new or the most famous roller coasters, $0.
Yeah, it's just it'll just be sitting in the UGC page that we'll show you later. So here you can see I caught that building on an edge.
That was a good shot. Come on, there's the boat. Oh my god, that was a perfect shot.
Explosive chain reaction.
Oh my god, did you see it?
Yes, I missed the boat by hair. Explosive chain reaction.
Yeah,
I love this one.
And then Raj Sion asked, does it work with the Kinect as well? Is there any Kinect gameplay mode?
So there currently isn't any Kinect, but we certainly thought about it. We actually had what we call a stomp mode early on, where you could jump up on the Kinect and the whole world was basically bouncing with you. We might put that in, like we still have that code floating around somewhere, but that would be a DLC item.
So this car, you notice it looks like a dumbbell. Well, while it's in the air, if I hit the A button, it'll break apart into 3. So it allows you to kind of distribute the pain and suffering. So I'll do that, and then I'll hit A. And it'll break apart, and I'll be able to hit that thing in 2 places, which you get it to be fall. And in the background, I was able to hit that. And these, because it's an early level, these buildings just happen to, store explosives in the basement. Because that's fun.
Hey, so Ken, I realize you probably have some pretty ridiculous gaming skills just from your experience, but how long would it take to get this accurate with your throws? I mean, you're just money with.
My 6.5-year-old granddaughter nailed like the first 4 worlds. She fell in love with demolition mode right away, and I was surprised how fast she picked it up. You'll notice when I hold the button, it slows down, and so kind of it's. Again, not to continue to reference the Rovio game that some people like, but Angry Birds is the same way in a way. You learn the mechanics first, but what you're really learning is the trajectory, and it's the same thing about this game. You're like, okay, how far is that building away? Should I let it go here or here? But once you get that figured out, it's just, I'll let it go there. I'll pull down, a little to the right, hit A, and then I wipe out the top of that building. Again, that was a miss shot. I wanted to be
I didn't think you're gonna get it.
I wanted to be kind of near the bottom, but it'll still knock some
Pretty good
stuff down.
shot. Pretty good shot.
And it's come on, fracture.
Yep.
Yes, I hit the red barrels of great happiness. You also have cameras you can jump around between, and in any camera you have control over the camera still through the camera stick.
For all my for everybody out there in Expert Zone that goes to the community channel, I'd love to see someone try to build a Moy Oil rig, something that looks similar to that, or a game in
That'd be
Sunset
cool.
Overdrive,
That'd be cool.
and they destroy it out.
New throw available.
Thank you for volunteering for the program. Severe damage detected.
Come on, severe damage. I hear you. Collapse.
Test complete.
All right, and that is for another copy of ScreamRide, which you get to play a day before the launch. So thank you so much, Jorg and Ken, for providing those codes for us today.
So you guys cursed me with my perfect shooting. And again, I got 1 million here, so I'm enough to open up the next level. But I want to take this punk out. I got his name. There we go. Right. Look at that thing.
It's still standing.
That's structurally unsafe. I wouldn't walk under it if I was a smart research person. See, I missed again. I was trying for that red barrel right there. I get spoiled by the car that comes later where I have total English control. So again, I've scored enough. That'll get me my my 2. Yeah, some of the outros
Nobody's
are...
hurt. Nah.
I love some of the outros. Are just brilliant. Falling like dominoes. Yeah, we kind of knew those buildings were going to touch each other, didn't we? So I got my 2, like I said, kind of what I was going for. And now you'll notice I can play the next level because there's one more left on this world, or I can just jump right into the next series. So I'll do that. And you can see it moves me right to the next world. And we've now unlocked all 3 for this world. I think it's time for, we got 50 minutes, so I think we need to compete here for a second. So I'll get, let's get Jorg to do, which one? That's not a very good score.
All right, who's going to win, everyone? I always love doing this. Jorg or Ken?
This track ups the stakes. Speed is key. I think we'll race on that one.
All right.
Okay, go. And now I'm going to ask Jorg 45 different questions while he's racing.
All right.
I can't concentrate.
That's half the fun of doing this stuff.
Congrats, Big Daddy, on your free copy of ScreamRide. Be sure to tell all your friends and colleagues how awesome it is.
Congrats, Big Daddy. So here, Jorg was, again, he got a perfect start. And he's going straight for the 2 wheels. He dumped it, but he goes right back on it again. 2 wheels is scary because you get to a point where it starts rumbling, that light goes solid, and all you can think about is slamming down. But you're really just trying to balance it back a little off the precipice of death. And you end up making a mistake and coming off of 2 wheels. Now this track's interesting because you have to jump exactly right. It's not really hard, but if you go super fast, you're going to hit the top. If you go too slow, you're going to hit the bottom.
Great.
This track has the other evil, and again, Jorg did a great job of it there. If you spend all your turbo before that starting climb, you're going to lose a lot of time. So you always want to make sure when you're starting to learn the tracks to go for better lap times. Most of the hard tracks have particular stretches where you can't earn turbo. So in those areas you want to feather, but in here. But other parts of the track will have lots of these blue things, and again you have to hit the X button right as you're getting to the exit of those blue areas to get a perfect, which will get you the most bonus. Same there, you want to hit the X just before you land. That's how you get the most speed boost off the jump.
Perfect.
Now Jorg's on the final lap, doing exceptionally well. It's going to be hard to win.
You can beat me, dude.
Come on, that guy almost hit his head. That was going to crash. He's going to crash. Jorg, tell us everything it takes to write the code. Jorg's actually a pretty good coder. So I need a really hard coding question. Come on, somebody type it in.
Not now. Damn it. And you can. Oh my god! I think I missed it.
You missed the turbo.
No.
He's going to hit the wall. Oh no, look at that.
Oh my god, lucky.
Turbo empty. Bonus.
Oh, see, and you got a perfect streak bonus too.
All right, Ken. Here we go, baby.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think that's a pretty careful.
4.3.
That's 4.3 million.
Doesn't suck.
4.377. I didn't talk the whole time because I was so amazed to watch how awesome the game gets in these higher levels. That was sick.
Easy.
That was easy?
That was crazy, lady.
This is easy. This is easy.
Oh my goodness.
We're only in the third world. But he did everything.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I saw a lot of hashtag Team Yorgs out there. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Team York.
Now, are we allowed to ask you questions, Ken, as you're going in, or do you got to really
No.
get the focus?
Ask York questions.
So, yeah, still.
I could accidentally.
Gun in GoldenEye 64?
Yeah, I could win that.
Yeah.
But look, I could accidentally hit go to the next series. No, I'll try and race. I'll take the embarrassing. I'm shooting for 3.5. 4.4 is crazy.
All right, you started off great.
The balance of the set slide movement POV, I think it took us a good long time. You know, we test our games tons and tons and tons.
Oh, I lose.
Denied.
I lose.
Show them the quick restart.
Okay, I defeat. I did do I did the quick back on track. But yeah, okay, because I want to demo the quick restart.
Just focus, man.
Really, I didn't crash.
See how quick that was?
Yeah.
Literally 1 second to quick restart.
That was a good start, 50k. Very good. And a little bit of a two-wheel bonus.
Reattempting level.
Don't get greedy here. Yep, very good. He's faster.
And you see, you always lean on the outside of the track, I've noticed,
So
when
if
you
you
turn.
look at the top left, you actually see the sector times. It compares against my time.
Ah!
So he's slightly faster than me. Team York. Uh-oh, he's losing it.
Oh, that's nice. So you set up an actual race.
Oh, look at me. No, it does that automatically. It's
does it
showing you,
automatically.
because we're on the same gamer tag, it's showing you the difference in time between Jorg's ridiculously stellar and my pitiful and miserable.
But you end up getting super competitive with your own score.
Yeah, I know, it's just, oh.
Well, when we do Killer Instinct, we'll be sure to invite York back too.
Okay,
so that we
good
can-
idea.
But just as well as the punching bag. I guess, Ken.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump into build mode for a couple minutes, and I will admit defeat. Good job, Jorg.
Congrats, York.
Yeah, thank you. Can you land the cursor back on the track? So we've experimented with that. We had to basically put it in the jump points because otherwise you go absolutely crazy. And you can build. It was actually more for the builders because you can build a jump anywhere. It's super hard to align those things. So we basically made you a bunch of presets that you can put down, and there's multiple of them. There's long jumps and short jumps. You can put obstacles in between, all kinds of crazy. But yeah, you have to land it perfect.
I love that house, how they, and I'm sure you guys made that track, but if I was to build a building, can I make the same thing, like tunnels and everything
first
that they
off-
have to jump
yeah.
through?
If we have that house, we can just use it as a blueprint added on.
Or you can
Oh.
build it from scratch.
Or you build it from scratch.
So again, I'll show you a couple things here. So Sandbox is the full-on create mode, and then you've got Level Center, which is where you go get levels that other people have done, and that includes blueprints. I don't think we've pushed any blueprints yet, but I'm pretty sure. Yep, no blueprints. We haven't pushed those yet, but we do have the first handful of pretty awesome levels up. So, and you can see you can like
The dinosaur.
the dragon was
Yeah,
was built out of the little pieces, and which you can color. So that's just building pieces, and that's an interesting. Excuse me, pardon me. That's an interesting track. It's a little short. It's you can see I played it earlier. I did not get 5 stars on it. Everybody was just testing an upload of a, I would call simple as possible track, and then you get some of these kind of crazy, lots of loops and turns, and you can see it's downloading it now. It only takes a couple seconds.
So really, it's almost like you have DLC all the time if people are creating tracks and uploading them. It's
that's
like you're downloading new tracks every time you hop
during
on.
development, we all made our own tracks every day. Like our test team, they love making tracks. So we have 50 tracks coming in. We all play them. You know, you can basically set the challenges. They have leaderboards just like everything else. So you end up playing forever, basically.
And you get to rank the tracks.
You get to
Yep.
the tracks. We're actually using the same system that Trials and Project Spark use, which is good.
Hey, Bibop Bagging, that's awesome, man. We're so glad to hear that you're going to download the game tonight and share with your customers. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support.
Look at this track.
Yeah, this track is kind of cool. And you'll notice a couple things. First of all, this track goes higher than any of the ones you've seen earlier. It has more loops, more turns. It's faster because it's in the faster car that's not in the early part of the career mode. But this car is a little easier to fall off the track, but it's also easier to lean and keep in place. And I'm missing all those blues because it's going at 900 miles an hour.
Hang on to your life.
I'm interested to know if Twitch can actually hold up to this video because, man, it goes.
So Fearless Floyd, oh yeah, I know our frame rates per second. I need to probably go in settings and knock it down because this is fast. But yeah, the game looks so clean on here. I'm not sure the bandwidth you guys are getting for Twitch on your side, but it is awesome and it is fast and fluid. And Fearless Floyd thanks you, York, for adding the quick start feature because he says he's probably going to be crashing a ton.
Oh, I did. We did that because we needed it, trust me.
Speaking of, okay, just jump right back in.
So
the other thing that's interesting, again, this track, notice, man, I better slow down for a second so I can finish it. This track doesn't have any buildings. And you'll see when I go into build mode, you can start however you want. I've done both. I've started by building buildings and then wind a track around it. Or I've started by building crazy tracks and then build buildings around those tracks. And I'll give a quick demo of both. I think you'll be surprised at how awesome of a track I can build in less than 5 minutes.
there was a question I wanted to answer. How many tracks are we shipping? The campaign is with 58. On the first day, we're probably going to put up, I don't know, 30, 40 UGC tracks that are just not part of the campaign, but you can try it. And then everything I've seen so far, people will be fast and furiously adding more. And it's super fun. It's always a surprise what people are coming up with.
So for the community channel, guys, build your tracks. Let's make a day. Let's put a day out there on the schedule. We play this week, and we'll just ride everyone's tracks. And maybe even Ken or York can hop in and,
Sounds fun.
And check them out.
So that's someone else's track that I had 8.8 million earlier. That's because I fell off. But now I'm going to go build one of these because, again, I like engineering mode and I love building. So as you can see, that I should have gone over that earlier because that'll be a little harder to display in build mode quickly. But what's super cool about the build mode in this game is you're not just building a coaster that's, quote, for fun. You're building a level. And before you can upload it, you have to set all the times, all the goals, and all the commendations exactly like in the game. And you can build ScreamRide mode. You can build things that go into destruction mode. You can build things that go into engineering mode. So I'll go jump in now to the full open sandbox. We haven't done anything yet here, so there's no load. You can see, as I said, things unlock based on how far you've made it through the campaign. We've only been to the third world, so we can only build in the first 3 backgrounds. Yep. So I will start out, and I've only unlocked this one. Just grab one randomly. They don't matter much, but I tend to like the volcano level later. It just looks nice. The water's a little kind of more rough and brown. And again, I can do any of the things. So I can build a coaster. I can make a ride, which again, some of these aren't even in the regular campaign. Right. I can do scenery, which is the build buildings. I'll show that real quick. So you start out with this base level platform that you can also grow. And again, I'm not going to do much on this just because I want to show quick. But notice what I have. Look at the parts. I have a lot of parts. And I have a lot of parts in a lot of categories. You know, so not just columns, but I have glass. I have windows that I can put in. And these are, some of them are kind of crazy. And notice that it's not really just that, because some of these scroll down when you've unlocked everything. Six down scrolls. So this one's already 3. And so, like I said earlier, I wasn't kidding when I said all the stuff in the game was built in this system. We give you access to all the props. But
there was a question on that right now. Just how many pieces are there? The question was exactly right. In the campaign, you sort of slowly unlock them. I think we start you off with like 80 pieces. There's a few hundred. So basically, we approach it just like Lego. We wanted to have an art style, not just random, one-off Lego pieces. So there's some of these curved pieces that Ken was just talking about. Yep. But with that stuff, you can pretty much build anything you want. I mean, we build dinosaurs, we build AT-ATs, we build, spaceships if you want to. Like, anything goes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Again, you can see the variety in buildings here, and these are all just made up of the parts that I just flipped through. And again, the lock ones, it's like, yeah, that's nothing. But it's a pyramid. You can see it kind of teases you with what it might be. Oh, laboratory. Ooh. What the heck is Screamhenge? Well, I know because I've unlocked it. But, so anyway, let's back out of that mode now. And I'll jump into Sorry.
And I just want to call out again if you jumped on. So that's from like scratch, but you can pull blueprints of other people's stuff that they built
Yep.
and make your world real quick and everything like that.
So to build a roller coaster, I just start. I put down a start. Away I go. And I don't need all this. I need the starting piece to be on an island. I also need any of the any of the buildings that I'm going to build either on an island or connected to other buildings that are on an island. But other than that, there's no real restrictions other than the space, right? And I'm in a space that will allow me to build 5,000 meter long track. And for those that like American, that's about 4 miles, right? 3.5 miles. That's a long track. So, and as you can see, I have parts here. All this is a backstack. So these are just pieces that had been used before in this order. I think in this case, it's the ones that come up first. But if I want to look, you see on the right, X is coaster technology. That's cool shit. So I can flip between all the cool shit, and you get basic utility parts, booster, a brake, a humbug, and a finish line. And finish lines are important if you're actually going to make a track. And then you get these things that you guys haven't seen yet. Kickers are a piece of track that has a blocker on one side or the other. You have to go on 2 wheels. And then monorails are literally, it's one track, and you have to balance across the monorail sections. And as you can see, these are locked because we haven't seen them in the one-player game yet. Then you get various types of default loops, default twists, helixes. You got the crazy stuff, like it was mentioned earlier at the beautiful roller coaster park in Ohio has these. Where is it? Oh, I don't have it unlocked. The kind of crazy U that's like a loop. I don't
Not
think
the corkscrews, right?
not the corkscrew. That
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are at like they're also at Knott's Berry Farm. Well, why not? Well, I don't want to start with that. I'm gonna start the way I always start, which is I want to get high, and I don't mean the illegal way. I mean I want to put a booster on and then go straight up, and then I'll see if I've got enough momentum
Please.
to just go all the way to the top of the world. So I just push until I'm at the top of the world.
Okay. Master Constructor Ken.
Yep,
We'll
go
see
like,
about that one.
Go like this, and I may not have enough boosters there, so I'd have to test. Now, the one difference between build mode and test mode is build mode and engineering mode is the access to the test. You first have to complete a short little checklist. So I will go do that very quickly. I'll go in and set up the level. I want to do ScreamRide. And there's a bunch of things that you have to do before you're finished, but I believe that was all I had to do. You can name your level.
Have to.
You can give your all I had to do was say that I'm building a ScreamRide, then I can test it. But I'm going through these quickly. You can give the level a name. You can give it some descriptors. Is it fast? Is it scary? Is it twisty? Is it crazy? You can also tag, which is the same thing. And then this is where you set up the scoring, like we mentioned earlier. I can decide what type of commendations. And these vary from things like just beat a score to there's also equations, like do this, get 350,000 two-wheel, and never derail your car to be one of your things. Same with bonus challenges. You can set up all the cameras for both preview and destruction, and jump. And then you can decide if I want it to be a 1 lap, 3 lap, 10 lap, whatever. But now that I've done that, I can hit that same button, and you'll notice now I can test. I can also access test now by just holding down on the D-pad, kind of similar to what I did before. Now it's going to tell me, this is just a warning in this mode, yeah, you're not really done, and you can't upload it. Yeah, I know I'm not done. I just want to see if I get enough velocity to get up that hill. So I'll start the level. I can again switch between cameras like the other mode, but I like this camera. But in this mode, I'm in ScreamRide, so I actually have to race. So I can get up there, but I want to make sure I can get up there fast, and I can. So that's good. I'll just go back to the D-pad and start building again, right? So as you can see on the right, hold down on the D-pad. I get the quick load to bring the editor back in. Now I can start building again. And I wish I had some of my favorite sideways loops, because that allows me to do some crazy stuff. But the beauty of this game is I can make loops. I can make spirals by just rotating the track. I didn't show this well enough earlier, so let me jump in. We snap to particular angles, but if I do that left click, I now can go any angle I want. Of course I want to go upside down. That's fun. And I want to do a spiral that goes back over the place I started with, like that. And notice that all these support beams, they just jump out of the way basically when you get near them. But I do have to be careful to leave enough room so that I don't bump into my own track. So let's do that, and maybe a little of that, some of that, maybe some of this.
Now, how many Gs did you say you could go in this game?
10, I think. 10 or 11.
Death by Gs.
Yeah, Ior says normal people pass out at 4 to 5 Gs.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's why we got professional writers. We got
That's right.
professional writers. Yeah, wimps.
This is their job. They asked to puke. Okay, so I'm gonna go up.
The fiction will help you a little bit.
Which
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Why are they training people like that?
Which I don't know if Jorg would share the story. You heard Ken just bring up, well, they can puke. I don't know if he wants to share the story or not, but there was a part where that used to be in the original build. I think they might have pulled it.
When I first pitched the game, like I made a video of like real coasters, and it ended with a whole bunch of people throwing up. Obviously, that's why wouldn't I do that? And I had that in the game for the longest time, and I think we wimped out. But we can always bring it back.
It's a great story to share.
Now, why
that.
wouldn't I like loop back through the loop I built? And I'm probably going fast here, but not fast enough. So I will boost again, and let's get myself a little more altitude, and then
It's starting to look crazy.
maybe
It's
I'll
good.
twist around through here. That's probably too fast, so I'll switch back to normal track.
Glad you're loving the game, Club Dink.
So you can see I basically just built a loop without using the default loop by bringing the track over the top like that. And in fact, maybe I'll just bring the track back here. I'm kind of upside down. My people are probably dying right about here.
Yeah, they're fine.
But that's okay.
We need to
It's because it's fun.
Yeah.
And then I'll go like that. And then, okay, I went a little too high. Not a problem. I'll go like that. And then down here. Wait, that's too close.
And what you're seeing right now is Ken is in build mode, engineer mode, and he's actually creating a world right from scratch.
Yep, so this again, let me test it again. So as you can see, I just got to hold down on the D-pad very quick and returns back into test mode. I know it's not perfect. I will jump in.
Hey Ken, Raj had a really good question. So how many boosts can you do? How many boost tracks do you have access to?
There's basically 50 of every piece part.
Yeah.
And you, and again, I can build a track that, yeah, okay, that was too aggressive, but I think I can do that if I slow down. So I'm going to slam the brakes, and that's, okay.
And you see how quick it brings you right back to the game. So there's no wait time.
Go, 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 go. Yeah, too slow.
Are you upside down?
I'm upside down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm in the car also that takes off like a rocket. So yeah, if I turbo, no, okay, that was too crazy. So if I was serious about this track, what I would have to do is jump back into edit. Yeah, and twist it around a little bit. So where was that? It was right back over here.
Nobody dies in this game. I saw that comment just now. Oh no.
No, they laugh.
They all laugh. Get up.
It's
Hey,
fun
good
to be
times.
flung. It's over water.
Your points are based on screams.
You'll be okay. So I died in here because this angle probably wasn't steep enough. So I will, again, even though the track is done, I can crank this over a little bit. Just basically alter each piece of track. So I'm bringing them all up to 150 degrees, and now it's flattening back out, goes into that current. That's probably safer. How would I know? I will test it. And so what you end up doing is a lot of this kind of jumping back and forth between build, test, build, test, build, test. 3, 2, 1, go. And I know I'm a little too fast in here, so I'm slow down.
Yes, you can set up cameras for the crash location.
Ah, I died.
Are you going to have kind of a leaderboard on how many times people race roller coasters that were built?
There's that. There's how many people died, how many times in the same track. We have a whole bunch of stats that you'll see as you complete.
So that one you saw just by slowing down a little bit and by altering the angle, I was able to fix the bad part. And I actually like, one of the things I like building tracks is I like tracks that fluctuate between just go balls out as fast as you can, and then sections where if you don't slow down, you die.
So Danish asks, can you make some epic flips into the water, especially like at the finish line?
Oh, for sure. You can set up little, in instruction book you probably saw those holographic displays. You can set those up right before you fall through the water. You can make like little crazy spirals, and obviously you can capture all that nowadays.
Yep.
It's cool.
So I'm already thinking for a track I want to build, and there's 3 laps, and you can set speed and go faster, like you slow down to hit certain jumps and stuff like that. Could I have 3 like kind of glass holograms at different heights?
Oh yeah.
That each lap
You can do whatever you want.
I need to knock out, and I could set that as a accommodation
Objective,
for
that's
points.
right.
So I'll show you
That's
a
really
piece
cool.
of that. Okay, so another thing you can do that I greatly appreciate, because I always end up like, where the heck am I? And in this, where did I start? Well, if I just tap up on the D-pad, there's the end of the track, and it will try and autocomplete. And again, when you're in a really weird place, autocomplete doesn't always work, as you can see. It's kind of like, oh, that worked. But that's probably a death-defying track. So if I back up a little, and then I just hold right-click, it'll smooth this out a little bit. And of course, I can go in and I can alter any, like this that's never going to work. So I will just, but banked it like that, that'll work. As you can see, I just made it a very tight bank turn. I don't think anybody will fall out there. That's probably low. So again, I can either do the smoothing thing here, but I could also just delete a little section, move it down a little bit, and then autocomplete again. And now you see it end up being a little bit lower. So again, very quick and easy to connect things together. Now I'll give it a try.
Yeah, Swizzle, it's very seamless to go back and forth between edit and test.
Yep. Yeah, and the only reason this mode has that tiny load is because it's loading the whole editor in. In the regular engineering mode, it loads nothing. It's just, you push the button, your test, you push the button, your build, you push the button, your test. In this mode, you get this kind of half-second returning in and out. Now I'm going to try and do this without dying.
You guys talked about this before, but the G-force is kind of measured by the intensity rating, right? Is that correct?
That's right. And yeah, in the
Cool.
ScreamRide mode, you
Yes.
also see it just in the final stats where you add up the points. So it's actually, if you start hyper obsessing on your score, you will pay a lot of attention to G-force.
Turbo depleted. Great.
So if you're building your first track,
Oh, boy.
what's a good strategy? Like, what are you trying to like accomplish? Are you trying to
Well, this
make it
is-
as hard as possible, or
So this is what I like about engineering mode, because engineering mode, by just going through it, it gives you all these challenges that are different. Finish a track that's 95% done, or make your guys duck a bunch of times by getting close to buildings, or make sure you do a certain amount of damage by crashing the coaster at the end, etc., etc., etc. And really what ends up happening is, as you do those things, you start to think about, hey, I want some of that in a track I build, some of that in a track I build. I just went in and I think like everybody, the really nice thing about this game, everybody understands a roller coaster. So you kind of just build a roller coaster like, you know I want a roller coaster to do 75 loops. And I think at first what people do are these very twisty, very turny, and then you ride them and it's like, well, that was kind of fun, but why was the one in the game better? Oh, because they had a variety. They had a variety of go fast, go slow, duck, jump, destroy. Those tend to be the best levels. And look, I did perfect. But that's because I haven't set the goals yet.
right?
So what it's important to do as a builder is, once you build and make sure you can do a lap, look at these numbers and you go, okay, 2-wheel score 27,000. I probably don't want to set a goal of 2-wheel score 100 million, right? And I've got 1.84 million as my overall score, but I didn't really try that hard, right? So if I was going to set this up as an actual level, the next thing I would do is go back to the setup thing, right? So I'm kind of done building, at least for now, on this super simple track. So I just hit view, and I can start doing the rest of the setup level stuff. So just for now, I can name it, my level 7. Or I got rid of my level, it's okay, so it's just 7. Gee, that doesn't mean I built 6 other tracks. Okay, so I want to keep the level type, I'll keep the name. I can very quickly give it fine. You can make it say funny things there. You've got these various tags that are pre-populated. And that's not really, I've built some harder stuff. So that's easy. I don't even have any buildings, so I'll just call it semi-insane. And you can add these or not, but lots of turbo.
Buy for My City has a great suggestion. If it's going to come out in the future or not, but customizing your coasters
Oh yeah.
for your own logos and everything.
I want it bad.
So if I go
that's a
here-
DLC thing. Like right now we can customize the track, but not the coaster cars yet.
This is one of the reasons why I got the gold, right? Because I got over 1 million. But I know it's 1.8 I am positive that I could get this to 2 if I went a little bit better. So I'll just put it at 2. And again, one of the nice things this game does, sorry, I always do that, and then that, and that. Okay. It makes you pass all these things before you can upload it. And when you first get into edit mode, it's kind of like, well, that's weird.
That's a really good idea.
But what's good about it is when you go and look at the uploaded levels, they've all been tested. They can't be uploaded unless the user that built it has at least spent a little bit of time to test it.
That's kind of like in real life. They make sure people can actually ride it without dying before they send it up to the public. That's kind of how I compare it to.
I mean, Ken gets it right. I mean, we played all construction games, and there's so many things where people just populate it with junk.
Right.
You can't play it; it's not fun. So here, you have to have fun before you upload it. Actually,
I love it. That you have to test it and be able to pass it, and then it gets uploaded.
And you can see for the available bonus challenges, you have all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, remember, I had 27,000 on a total 2-wheel, and again, that wasn't very good. So, but yeah, 20,000. That's okay. Maybe I'll make that.
There's a good question of are there some pre-made tunnels where stuff is on fire? So we have pre-made tunnels, and we have these electricity boosters. I don't know if you saw that earlier from the destruction mode. So you can go through these rings, and you can actually set up these rings in the riding mode, and they propel you forward as well. It's one of those advanced things that you discover as you play with the game. But yeah, totally.
So I'll give $1 million if you can get 30,000. Right now, knowing I had 1.8 million, and you have to finish this, that makes 2.8 million. So I'll accept those challenges. I'll leave the other ones blank. That's okay. And then I'll go down and say, you know, what I really wanted to do was to get the 2 million. So, I'm sorry, I was already there. So I will go here, and I want you to I want you to read the small font on this little tiny thing. Oh, where's my score? Oh, it's in the other one. Sorry. I will go here. Yes. Okay, so now I know that because I had 1.8 and I'm just going to give you $1 million if you do that thing right, I could make this 2.5. The other thing that's nice is I've done this stuff, but I haven't done everything. But I can have it tell me, here, it'll tell me what I have to do before I can upload it. So I still need to add in the cameras for both preview and destruction, and then I have to test them. That's the thing I was talking about. So I'll go through. One of the things I really love about, sorry, back to here. One of the things I love about the setup camera one is you're like, well, why would I want to do that? Well, because you can see your awesome build. You know, and
that is awesome.
Yeah, and I built that in what, like 3 minutes, and I only used 1, 2, 3, 4 preset parts. Everything else on that track I did myself. Well, 5 if you want to count the starting line. So I want to have a preview camera. I'll put it here, and again, you can see I can put in 10 of them, and you can put in piles of destruction cameras. But for now, I'll just put in 3, simple. Back out of that. Back to setup. Let me go put my destruction cameras because it told me I needed to do that. So where do I think someone's going to die? Gee, it wouldn't be that upside down piece of track. I fixed that one, but I left this one. So people, if they're going to crash, it's going to be right there. You see my little right here? That's upside down and fast coming off this crazy inverted. People would definitely be losing it there. So I'll put a destruction camera there and something more interesting if I go there. So now I've done that. I don't need to put 20. I can just stick 2. Now, just for yucks, I'll go look. Sure enough, I'm ready. All I have to do is test it. And in the interest of time, I won't test it, but based on my one run, I know I could hit those times. And I think the people that are going to make better tracks are going to set the times that they're not impossible, but it shouldn't be a one race. You know, I go do it once and, oh, look, I got everything.
Thank you for volunteering for the program.
Of course, I'm going to take that and I'm going to save it, even though I can't upload it.
Severe damage detected.
Severe damage. I'll save the level.
Test complete.
And of course, because I called it 7, there it is. There's my save 7. It told me when I built it, when I modified it. It's got all my tags, etc., etc., etc.
All right, the Duke wheel went off again. That's for another copy of ScreamRide that you get to play a day before launch. And that's awesome. Hidden Monkey said that he's watching the stream on his break right now from work. Thanks for joining.
That's a fun break. Okay, so we've gone through some of career, but pretty much all 3 modes: sandbox, options, achievements. You guys can figure out next week. Of course, we have leaderboards. You can see how you and your friends are doing. We will jump back in and do some of this again. So I'm going to show you a different version of the. Let's see. Some of these edit ones. There's a gap one in here. There. So again, some of them start out with tracks that are half done. In this case, you've got a bunch of gaps, and there's no particular rule on how to stick those gaps together. Here's my goals on the left. This track is interesting because see that thing? That will kill you. So you also have to deal with timing your roller coaster so that thing doesn't get in the way as you go across those pieces. So it adds an extra layer of challenge to, in this case, building the track is actually still pretty easy in this mode. But now you have to deal with timing because those orange balls will just knock you right off the track.
Ah,
and
nice.
And again, those things, those arms that are swinging, are parts that are available in the editor as the ride mode. So you can put a car at the end of these arms and fling them into destruction things.
So as a rider, you need to know when to slow down or speed up.
Yeah, and you can
That's
also
really cool.
build these crazy octopus-like things with arms all over them, launching cars in multiple directions, wipe out whole cities. It's an amazingly powerful tool. The editor, that is, the thing I was just showing you, for a lot more than just building roller coasters.
That's really fun for rider mode, I think. I think that's awesome.
So
Yeah, congrats, Danish. Looks like Danish won that copy of the game.
I'll start out building. There's the finish line, so I obviously don't want to go there. There it is. And again, just tapping the left and right bumpers, I can jump back and forth between end of track and current location. And when you get into multiple section tracks, like where I am now, you'll jump between the sections if you're in the right place.
Yeah, and thanks, Zach Tooley, for the great dupe wheel, as always.
There's one of the sections I'm trying to hit over there.
And just real quick, so the codes will be sent out on March 2nd, the day before launch, and they will be unlocked and ready to play a day before everyone. So definitely 5 lucky Random Acts of Kindness recipients. Again, we'll send that code over to you guys on March 2nd.
Get nice and close to that building. Maybe I get a duck bonus. And now that thing is over there, so I'm just going to let it autocomplete. Ta-da! Now I start to worry about timing, like I said. So rather than continuing, I'm better off actually testing to make sure that that orange ball of death doesn't do anything to me. I'll jump here so I can actually see better. Okay, here we go. Alright, it missed me there. It's not going to miss me here. Okay, so how do I deal with that? Right? Well, you saw I actually missed it quite comfortably on the front, hit it on the back. It means I need to be a little bit slower, a little bit earlier. So I'll jump back into edit. And there's a couple different ways I could do that. I could use brakes if they gave them to me there. I prefer just adding something. So I'll back up, because I have some loops. If I need to add a little bit of time, let's try right. I'm going to pull out some of this. So I'm going to make it a little bit shorter, but I'm going to add something like that.
Now, will they put on like a hint mode on what to add to avoid those destructions, or is it kind of like
No,
you get the hang of it?
Trial and error does it.
Trial and error.
Yeah, and again, it's I
super
also
fast, though.
really good flow in the design. So little things like I need to be faster, shorter, longer, you know, oh no, I'm here too soon. You learn all that through just playing engineering mode, because they stack things you learned earlier to help teach you things like this. So I messed it up again. So you can see what it. No.
Oh,
Okay,
you
perfect.
got it.
So perfect. Now,
Almost perfect.
well, it's because I haven't finished the track, right? Okay, Jorg, you set me
There's
up.
the backflip that they're looking for into the water.
Sometimes I don't understand sarcasm.
Hey Ken, how do you help your nausea rating? How do you max that out?
If you want to max it, then lots of twists and turns and high angle. You can see here I'm not going very fast and I'm not doing anything super crazy, so no nausea.
It's actually good. In this particular, as you can see, it's green. So you want to keep nausea reasonably low. If if you want to get high scores.
Yep, so let's go back and continue my track. I do not want to touch that part because I nailed it. You can see right there in the background is the next piece. And again, just in the interest of time, let's see if what happens if I just put it. I like smoothing. I'm mildly OCD. This game and many others shows that to me.
So I might have missed it. Did the game come, this mode come preset up with those obstacles, and now you have to learn how to avoid those? That's what you're
Yes.
trying to build it? Okay, that's awesome. Now I see.
It's a
Okay,
great
that's really
level,
cool.
and it's a puzzle. Like,
It's a
in many
puzzle.
ways, it's like incredible machine type puzzle. You really
That's
have to-
awesome. That's really cool that you're creating based on a puzzle. to
Yeah, and again,
avoid 'em.
this particular track, and there's a few of these, it includes, they're called gaps. Basically, you have 5 sections of track finished. So I made it past the first one, I died on the second one. I need to add more time. But anyway, you got 4 gaps, meaning I have 5 big sections of track, and it's not mandated how you connect them, but you need to use all of them.
Right.
So part of the puzzle, you can see there's a little tiny piece. Well, that's where I died, sorry. There was a piece in the background that was of that partially finished track. Part of the puzzle is figuring out, well, do I connect A to B, or do I connect A to C, or do I connect A to D, if you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not always I should go this way. In fact, so one way, I'll show you that. Instead of going there, I could make this turn a little bit sharper. Notice how this thing is coming around this direction? I probably want the coaster to come around
Following
the same
it.
direction.
Right.
Right, so I don't want to connect there. I want to connect over there. So I'll turn this. I want to make sure it's a bank turn so I don't die. Like that. In fact, I might want to go there.
See, this is awesome.
You can also go over it. I mean, Ken has options. Exactly.
I'm going to go
Get out
here.
of there.
So I love puzzle type games, and like, this is really cool that you have that ability. So definitely should tell your friends and colleagues and customers, like, creation mode's really cool. There's like puzzle challenges, and there's all those accommodations, and it's not just building for other people to accomplish. Like, you build to try to accomplish and break scores and
Well, that's a cool thing
accommodations
about the
as
game.
well.
It has these 3 modes. One is totally twitchy, arcade gameplay in ScreamRide. It's very Angry Birdsy in destruction, and here you have to really think.
And this one you gotta think.
You have to experiment and think.
It really is almost 3 games in one.
It's
All
what we
based
said.
around,
It's a
yeah.
homage to everybody who loves anything about coasters ever, because
Right.
it's all the best pieces. What we thought were the best pieces of roller coaster.
Ta-da! See,
Those
right
are
by
the
that,
best
like
stuff.
it wasn't even there.
Then
Okay,
it
so
launches.
now I'm past that one. So now I'll go back into editing. I like that was perfect. I mean, that thing was just barely in front of me. Not too far. Too far.
Hey, Stray had a good question. So he said, what type of customer should we sell for ScreamRide? To me, it's a family-oriented game, but do you guys have a specific set
So
that you would advise?
we started there, and then we said, and then as we played and made the game, every single hardcore gamer in the building loves this, because it's a real gamer's game. I think you probably get that out of the video and what Ken is doing here. It's like you can hyper obsess on every single thing. It's really challenging if you want it to be. So I think when younger people come in, they like it. I mean, Ken has.
Yeah, my
boys
granddaughter's hooked on it.
His granddaughter my daughters are 13. They both love the game. Boys love destruction, but then it's interesting how much it actually attracted the core. So I would probably start with the younger folks when they look for something, because it's accessible. It's not overly brutal, you know. Yes, you throw people in the countryside, but you know, there's no blood, not really. But like as you get to talk to people and obviously know your customers super well, like. It's a true gamer's game. So people who love, say, Trials, they will love this, no question about it.
Yeah, and again, I'm about as hardcore as it gets. I have a lot of games. Let's just put it that way. I'm spoiled, and I've spent 60 hours on this probably. And you know, Jorg asked me, "Hey, can you play? Tell me what you think." And sure, I'll play an hour. Can I take this home? Can I get a green disc? Can I keep playing? It's like it's really
So it is. You get started and you want to beat. Like my problem, like they asked me, they're like, how many levels do you get to? I was like, I'm still on 3 because I don't want to leave until I get the 6 stars. So you said you played 60 hours, and what's the completion?
So I'm
rate
not
of it?
done. And again, I'd say I've spent about 20 of that in build mode, so that's cheating. And I also there's a couple modes in engineering. There's a bunch of levels that I haven't got either the gold medal or even the 5th medal on, and there's 2 in particular in engineering, 1 in 4 and 1 in 5, that I kind of just like doing over and over and over again. You know, so it is like York said, and again, I bounce between games. I play usually at least a couple fights of KI every, say, 2 days. I still get in and out of Minecraft when my granddaughter's around. I'm 40 hours into Dying Light, and this game is in my rotation. You know, and I turn it on. It's like I'm gonna do a little more engineering mode, or I'm gonna beat one of Jorg's stupid, frustrating scores. You know?
Yeah, I mean, Jorg, are you best player on planet right now for ScreamRide?
No, I'm in the top 3 to 5 and everything.
That's all.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm pretty competitive, and when I see
So modest.
well, you get like notifications, right? When friends beat your score, I'm like, oh, I need to go in. So it's interesting. So I actually haven't gotten all the achievements, believe it or not, and I designed a whole bunch of this thing. So it's like there's a mode in destruction that is so unbelievably difficult. So, but it's awesome because it keeps challenging you. And Ken is much better than I in engineer mode, quite frankly. I've hyper obsessed on destruction and ScreamRide.
I love this mode, and again, I love it. And yet you run into things like this. This is part of the puzzle. And again, you can see this isn't a limitation of the system. I can build a track that's 3.5 miles long with 50 buildings. This is part of this level's puzzle. I've gone too far. I have to connect all these things together, and I have to not waste too much track. And I'm only missing like one more big gap, but I don't really want to change much because it all works.
So to answer the quick question there, it's actually launching on 360 and Xbox One on March 3rd.
Yep, but it is exclusive to Xbox.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a first-party game. So I don't want to change that. Well, that means I got to get rid of my loot, but that's a bunch of my score. So I'll get rid of that. I'll simplify this. Okay, I was just being too awesome there. Save that. And you can see I'm actually editing in the middle of the track. You know, which is, again, another thing I like about engineering mode. I just chop some piece out of it, like it's no big deal. And then I can just hit up on the D-pad and it'll correct. And I can come back and tweak that later, either do the quick smoothing like this. But what I was really trying to do there was recover track. And now you can see in the top left, now I'm back to having 275 left. I may have blown my timing, so I better test it. In fact, I pretty much guarantee I blow my timing. What I was trying to do, though, was remove, quote, a cycle. If that thing in the middle is on a cycle, it has a little too... No. Okay, I only needed a little bit longer.
Can you add boosters to get by those and stuff?
In some modes, yes. And again, I haven't looked, so that's a very good suggestion. So if I can... Oh, look. I have 10 boosters. So you've learned already. So I don't really want it back there because I might blow that corner. I want it here. So let's try and put 2 boosters there. And that might just
do it.
That might just rush me through there. And actually using those boosters is worth points. Because the more special pieces you can use, the more points you get. Oh!
One guy you
I did it. It hit the last guy in the head.
There goes the mutants.
Uh-oh. Okay, that's the end of my track. Life is good. Because now I got track to use. Okay, so another thing that's nice about engineering mode, it shows you where potential defaults are. I'm going too fast here. Doesn't matter, nobody died. If I move forward, yeah, I ejected a rider there. So that wasn't actually the thing. That was this tilt. So I might be able to not remove that rider. High intensity, that's fine. Lateral G-force, that's fine. Okay, so I will come back around to where I ended my track before. And now, I should have enough to get myself over this again. I want to stay as far as away I can from that orange bar of pain and suffering. I just want to go there. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So don't do that. So just, I could have tweaked it, but I want it to go over. I want to dump a little bit of that speed. So go over, A, back up, smooth. Move forward.
So what was it like working on... go ahead.
Somebody asked the question earlier, finally. So I didn't have the answer, but I asked the right people. Who is the voice actress? Her name is Maya Lee. Lives in California. She's great.
Maya Lee, was this her voiceover?
I don't think so.
There's a couple.
Her name has to be Maya. Come on, come on. Oh, how did she not name herself after Maya in KI?
Yeah.
Hey, you're not obsessive at all. It's all good.
We actually, one of our game masters, Stray, actually does voiceover work, and it's his dream to one day. So it can't happen.
That is a male.
Oh, yes! That was so close. I don't know if you saw that. The ball was in front of the car until it was like a foot away. And I made it to the end. So, and there goes a rider. I guess that corner was a little too tight. Oh,
Chrissy.
look, he happened to ramp. He landed on Babbage, though, so life is good.
What are you doing?
Recovery team is
See ya.
on the way.
Sorry. Of course, they both landed on a
No, it's
drone.
fun, you know.
That should get a commendation right there.
Yep, so let's see what I got. Not bad. That's not going to be great. But again, I can either say, hey, 4, that's enough. Or I can just, as you return to level, I can just tap down on the D-pad and continue to tweak my level. Make sure I don't lose any riders is an easy one. Maximum special pieces, that's also relatively easy. Although in the case of this track, timing was so precise that I have to be careful to switch out one part of track with another, because then I'm going to throw off the timing I've done. So for now, you play next level. In fact, I think we'll go back and show you another race mode. And then maybe some more boom boom. We got, 2
We are
minutes
out of
left.
time.
Yeah,
my friend.
time flies when you're building a fun
Oh,
track.
man.
Hey, I would love to
Going.
end. What to let our
Screw this,
viewers,
I'm going home and playing more.
I'm leaving. Right? Let our viewers
Oh, I
know
beat
what
my
was
high
it.
score.
What was it like working on ScreamRide? You know, what was some cool stories we can share just at the very end that they might not be
you do any
previous
research?
to.
We did some research.
Yes,
We went on
research.
Did research by riding roller
We went
coasters?
yes, we did.
How
We
could
went
you
on
not
some
do
coasters.
that?
That's exactly right. So now it was super fun. I mean, basically, think about it this way: that was we took a genre of games that people love, like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, at like 12 million people, and we asked them, "What do you want?" And they said, "We want awesome building tools. We want to ride our stuff, and we want to blow shit up." And then we want to share that with our friends, and so we literally just from the get-go were in tune with the community who wanted this. And as we showed it to them, they're like, "That's exactly what we wanted. That's awesome." And honestly, as we're playing every night and every day, it's super fun.
Yeah.
Great game.
That's awesome. They always love to hear what it's like working on games. It was real cool. Like Ted Price let us know they watch movies where they got a lot of their.
We watch
well,
coasters on it.
But with a game like this, I think riding the roller coasters definitely does it. Well, again, thanks everyone for coming in and tuning to our special Play and Learn. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, York, for coming by and sharing ScreamRide with us. We saw a lot of viewers on here saying this game looks awesome. So congratulations. We're super excited to see it come out on the 3rd. We do have one more Toop Wheel, and I'll play it. But I'll leave Ken and York to kind of sound us off.
Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. We really appreciate it. I mean, it's obviously super fun for us to sit in here and play a game while you guys ask questions.
This was the
we
funnest part of our
appreciate the
day.
attention.
Trust us. Thank you so much.
This is definitely, and we are going to have all our community channel. Hopefully we can get them all to put up the roller coasters and get you guys to come by one day and play the one we choose, the top one. It'd be really cool.
Sounds
I'd
fun.
love that. That'd be awesome.
Look, here we go. See that green thing?
Hit it.
Boing! And then I want to get up here and right
another
there.
one.
Oh, I was trying to nick the top. There's explosions on the top and I missed it. But that's okay. If I just tap down on the D-pad, I start again. I didn't throw that ball wrong.
So we did get our last Toop Wheel in there. Be sure to hang out. Don't leave yet because Nathan's going to hook one of you guys up with our last free copy. What was that score again? If I'm going to give out a $25 gift card to the first person.
$4,377,000.
Very good.
Yeah, the first person that can beat York's score is $4,377,000. I'll put it in the video recap. We will give a $25 gift card. You tweet it. Thanks again so much, guys. Thanks, Blaine. Thanks, Nathan. And as always, you guys get the biggest thanks. Thanks for all your support that you do in store for us and supporting Xbox and games like ScreamRide. Again, you can get it on 360 and Xbox One. And we will see you guys next Tuesday for Minecraft. Thanks a lot. Good night and happy gaming.